Alright, in this video I'm going to show you some tricks that will help you be able to perform very fast calculations. So can you solve the following equation in your head? The equation is 32 times 175 divided by 56. Now I have a feeling many people would be quite daunted if they were confronted with this problem, but it's actually pretty easy to solve if you use some factorization tricks. So let's start with factorizing 32. We could do 2 times 16, but I think for the purposes of this, 4 times 8 will work better. 4 times 8, actually I'll start that off with 32 equals 4 times 8. Alright, 175, a bit harder to factorize. What will be the highest factor beyond 175? 25, possibly, yep. It is 25. How many times will 25 go into 175? It'll go into 104 times, into 75 another 3 times, so it's 25 times 7. And let's even factorize 56. If you know your times tables, that one's pretty easy. 8 times 7. Right, now what the trick to doing this is to linking some things up in these equations. So if you see 32 times 175, in order to work that out, we could rewrite that as 4 times 8 times 25 times 7. And that'll give us the first part of the equation, the multiplication. Alright, still not that easy, is it? Let's change the order a bit. Let's change it to 4 times 25 times 8 times 7. Okay, now you could probably work this out in your head. What's 4 times 25? 100. 100 times 8? 800. 800 times 7? Well, we know 8 times 7 is 56, so 800 times 7 will be 5,600. Basically, the only difference between 800 times 7 and 8 times 7 is you need to add 2 zeros on the end when you're multiplying by 800. Alright, and now we have the last part of the equation, which I factorise, but we don't even really need to have in factorised form. We'll just return it to divided by 56. 5,600 divided by 56. So I said when multiplying by 100, you add the 2 zeros. So we do a similar thing here when we're dividing, because this 56 cancels out the 56 here. It's 1, and we just add the 2 zeros. So the answer to this seemingly very hard problem is quite a simple one, really, 100. So as long as you remember to factorize, you'll be able to do these types of problems quite easily. I find it's a good idea to always look for 4 and 25 in these types of problems, because then you can make it a nice round number of 100.